Welcome to the raw and uncensored Ambitchious Podcast. During our time here together, I will be instilling all of the strength, power, and determination you will need to use the very stones thrown at you to build your ultimate empire. We will redefine the word bitch from the derogatory to the acronym being in total control of herself. So let's adjust our crowns and prepare to live life ambitiously. Yeah, here I am, the original HBIC, Katie motherfucking Boyd. And you know, because we don't have anything better to do, even though we are working like hookers on $2 days, we're booked and busy. I have my soul sister, my business mentorship client, Tash Bennett, the best esthetician in Australia. And we're going to get into some serious nitty gritty today, but she's not an esthetician. She's a skin therapist. And we're going to talk about why that is. You guys are going to be blown away by what we're chatting about today. And I'm just so excited to have you on the podcast. So thank you for flying all the way from down under to be on the Ambitchious Podcast.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Well, it's my pleasure. And I'm just so excited for all the listeners out there in Ambitchious Land to hear your story, because your story is one of my favorites.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm not just saying that to blow it up your arsehole. Asshole. How do we say it? Asshole.
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 My husband, when we were coming off a plane the other day, Tosh got to see Matt in full Matthew Babine regalia, Boston Matt.
He was a little bit overstimulated, a little bit tired, as we both were.
All of us were. And he followed someone that was hitting him constantly with a bag on the escalator and kind of fucked him up. And Tosh goes, I think he just called that guy a fucking asshole. I go, yeah, he most likely did call someone an asshole. So this is what we do. We call people assholes here on the Ambitchious Podcast.
We do.
So Tosh flew in because our good friend Chrissy got married in Tennessee. So, you know, we thought, why not just go to Tennessee, schlep around, go do our thing, go to the wedding,
sticky beak around,
come home, and then do a freaking pop-up.
Yeah. So
Tash is going to be doing incredible facials on all of my Ambitchious clients and my KBMFC Wellness clients over the next couple of days. And I think we bit off a little bit more than we could chew.
We're so booked and busy.
But we're sick fucks, and this is how we
can
roll.
do it. We can do it.
Tash and I are literally, when I tell you, we are the same person in every way. We like the same clothes. We like the same like music. We like the same food. We like we just like to fuck
same massages.
Up. Oh yes, we had a great massage yesterday. Even though I'm so bruised, I was gonna wear like a short t-shirt, and I was like, oh my god, they're gonna think I have like some like domestic issues at home. Because I'm so freaking bruised, but it was worth it because we were broken from being on the plane. Oh my God. Totally broken.
We felt so old.
We felt our real ages, I think, that day. I know, it's kind of
scary.
Sad. So I want to chat with you today about how we met.
Yes.
So that's the first thing, because I think everyone that listens to the podcast loves to hear like the story of like how it all came to be. So obviously you guys know that Candace Marino, one of my clients and really close friends, she held a retreat last year in Costa Rica at Imiloa. And I will never forget, we were getting on the little plane. And I told you this story like 5 times already this week because my perimenopause brain, I keep forgetting. We were getting on the little plane because we have to fly into Costa Rica, and then you get on a smaller plane, and then the smaller plane takes you into the jungle, and then you end up at the retreat center. So Tash was sitting next to me on the plane. So it was like Matt and I were sitting in the double seats. You were sitting on the little single seat looking out the window. And I was having a good look at her, and I was in my head, because I like to make up stories about people. It's a really bad habit of mine. But I was looking at Tash and I was like, oh my God, this bitch has got it going on. She's this like incredible world traveler. She is probably like, you know, I was just making up all these grandiose stories, because you like really looked like you were very put together, and you look like looking like you were killing it.
I was literally probably shitting my pants and trying not to have a panic attack.
And tell people why you were shitting your pants, because you never...
I was 46 years old, and I had like literally never left Australia. And I said to you yesterday, I probably hadn't even gotten on a plane and traveled within Australia on my own. And then I decide, yeah, let's go to Costa Rica where I need 3 friggin' international air flights to friggin' get there. I don't know what I was thinking. So it was a little nerve-wracking.
But you didn't look like it. You looked like you were cool as a cucumber.
Oh, no.
And I was just like, oh, I want to get to know her because, you know, I'm a sucker for a good black hair.
Yeah.
And you just were in your emo clothes.
In my little black, yep.
Mm-hmm.
The little black uniform.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, this girl is going to be my best friend. So I did not know at all that she had never left Australia.
No.
She had never come to the States. She had never gone to South America or Central America or anything like that.
Like I'd barely even left my state on a plane, you know? Like It was just...
And then you were like, let's go to Central America for my first trip outside of my country.
Yeah, let's just go in the deep end.
But let's talk about why, though, you chose to come to Immuloa. Because obviously I know the story, but I want the listeners to know. Because I think that people are always like waiting for permission, or they're waiting for like this perfect time. Like, oh, someday someone's just going to fall out of the sky and tell me, here, this is your big chance to do something amazing. And you firsthand can say that's not true.
No, absolutely. Leading up to the retreat, I think I just was really stuck in a rut in like my personal life, in my business. I was just like deeply unhappy with where I was. And I just was so stuck. I just couldn't get myself out of, you know, these patterns that I kept recycling. And I was watching all of Candace's videos just going, oh my God, that just looks absolutely insane. I would love to do that. Like, I mean, Imola is so beautiful as well.
Gorgeous.
And just to learn from Candace as well. But my mind was like, that's in freaking, you know, across the world. You can't go there. That is absolutely crazy. But I had a really deep intuitive feeling, and it was so strong. I just was like, that was weird. I just felt like it was the universe telling me I had to go. And I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to listen to that. And I literally went home and booked the trip, and then probably freaked out for a couple of weeks until I got on that plane.
So I know you, so I can see you, but there was something so deep inside you that even though you were like shitting your pants, you knew like, this is going to be something that changes my life.
Absolutely. I think I was just so sick of my shit, Katie. Like I just was so unhappy, and I just was desperate for something. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to take the risk. I'm going to do something so far out of my comfort zone. Mm-hmm. And we're just going to see what happens.
And you saw what happened. you saw what happened.
It was literally life-changing.
So when you got to Imuloa and you got settled and we started doing all of our stuff, because obviously Candace was teaching all of her facial massage techniques. We had Michaela McLean, who was doing human design with all of you girls. We had Courtney, and she was doing like hardcore business stuff with you. And then I was kind of there as like the mindset, motivational kind of person.
Yeah, you were kicking all our asses.
And it was so funny because when you got there, I think that you were like, okay, and tell me to fuck off if I'm barking up the wrong tree, but I think you were like, okay, I'm going to learn from Candace. I'm going to meet new people. Yeah. Did you really think that you were going to have like the transformational experience that you did?
Absolutely not. I just thought, I'm going to go, I'm going to learn a new massage technique, schlep around the jungle for a week and just have a good time. But it's probably exactly what I needed, like the work that you were doing with all the inner work, and then especially like the business stuff that Courtney was doing. Like you were both digging so deep and asking questions that really made you think. And it put me into a bit of a tailspin. Like I remember one night after we'd done some of the inner work stuff, and I remember going back to my little cabin and having this massive panic attack. And it just was like like I'd not had one that intense before.
And you were all by yourself.
And I was by myself, thank God, because I probably didn't want anyone to see me like that.
Right.
But I remember once I kind of calmed down and I was like, I am not going home and doing the same shit.
You just knew.
I just knew. I was like, I cannot. Like I'd met all these amazing women that were doing incredible things. And I think just seeing women doing amazing stuff, it was so inspirational. And I was just like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. So I was like, I need to speak to Katie. And I think I'd probably tried to speak to you a couple of times. You were like, yeah, we'll chat. And I was like,
no, bitch, you're like, I want to chat with you right now.
I need to speak to you about coaching because I just knew that I couldn't do what I needed to do without any support.
Yeah. I mean, when I started working with Candace, who you love and admire, and you guys are close friends now after everything we've all gone through over the last, year and a half, 2 years. But when I first started working with Candace, and everyone knows her story, but I think the biggest thing for Candace was that she did not know how she wanted to feel when she was showing up and presenting and creating, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that especially in the skincare, beauty, aesthetics world, I think that, and I'm not in it, but I coach so many people in it and have coached so many people in it. I think that what happens is we see other people doing like all this crazy big shit. And we've had this conversation where you're like, well, why didn't I get that opportunity? Or how come she can do this? Or like, what is happening over here? But the thing is you only see these people's highlight reels and what they want you to see.
Absolutely.
You don't see behind the scenes.
No, nobody sees behind the scenes and what it takes to actually make the change or put the work in and
how many people are working and looking like they're killing it, but they're killing themselves because they're actually doing work that does not fulfill them. It doesn't help them feel the way that they desire to feel. And I think a lot of people, especially in the beauty industry, are creating from a place of like optics and how things look instead of really just like serving their ideal client.
Exactly.
And being so strong and powerful in their boundaries and knowing their worth. And I think that was Candace's thing. So when Candace and I really worked on that, I mean, she made so much money. It like opened this kind of floodgate for her when we worked together, where she was like, I thought I wanted this kind of life. And now I worked with Katie and I don't want that. I actually want the opposite of that. So how do we do this now in a different way? And a lot of times too, as you know, people want you to stay in the box that they put you in. They don't want you to grow and evolve.
Exactly.
Right? That's very scary to people. And it's not that they don't love you. But they're like, I like Tash or I like Candace or Katie the way that I like
them. They don't
like
change.
They don't like change. Right? So when we started doing the core desired feeling work, and that was like the first kind of debut of our like motivational, inspirational mindset coaching. Where we all sat in that circle and Candace and I and Courtney all went through the core desired feeling work. And Candace told her story, how her biggest thing back then was she just deeply desired freedom. Because she was just working, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And, you get into the service industry to serve, but also to have entrepreneurship and agency over your everyday comings and goings and your schedule. And when you work for a big company or a plastic surgeon or, one of these like skincare kind of like almost like puppy mills where they're just like spitting people out, I think that you get really burnt out. And then I remember looking at you when we were doing that work and you almost looked like confused, like, what the fuck? I get to choose like how I'm going to feel? That's foreign.
I know. And I remember that session very vividly because I was just like so intrigued because I was just thinking, I don't know how I want to feel. I just don't want to feel like shit. And it was so helpful when you were reading out all these different words that were possibilities. And I remember writing down, I was like, oh, that sounds great. Yes, that kind of feels something for me. And then kind of collectively looking at them and thinking, wow, I get to choose. That was a really powerful session. I think it was so helpful because I think you get so stuck in being unhappy that you're like, well, what other options are there?
And you don't even know what happy feels like or what the core desired feelings feel like. Like, what does freedom feel like? What does it look like? How does it show up? Or, I know some people are like, I deeply desire stability. Well, what does stability look like for you? Because stability to you maybe not feel stable to me. So everyone has to choose their own kind of ideas. And, obviously we went over all the words and I gave examples, right? Like from different clients, and Candace spoke a lot about, how she changed her life because her core desired feeling, her number one was freedom. And when I started working with Candace, I was like, okay, what's going to help you feel free? And she's like, I want to still do treatments, but I can't be doing it, 7, 8, 9 facials a day. I really deeply desire to coach other women in the industry because, we had this conversation in Tennessee where I think it's up to us, what do you call us? Old birds?
Old birds.
So up to the old birds, okay, to take the young baby birds and almost like grow them into the women in the industry that they have to be. Because as you know, when you go, well, and we're going to get to this in the podcast because I think it's so important, but in aesthetics in America, you get like a 600-hour certification.
Yep.
They get you ready to pass your boards. There's no business acumen. There's no motivational mindset stuff.
No.
So as soon as you graduate and you pass your boards, you're like, okay, now what the hell do I do?
Yeah.
Right. And I know in Australia, it's very different. It's actually university. Very
different. Yeah. You can start off with college and then most of the training now has gone to a university degree. So it's essentially a degree in science.
It's amazing. It's so
which
cool.
is several years. So
I wish it was like that in America.
It's a lot more involved. I think it really sets you up for a lot more client care and a lot more in-depth skin. So you're taken a little bit more seriously.
Right. But you didn't have any business coaching in college.
No, there's no business coaching. You just
figure it out. Yeah. And look how successful you've been figuring it out. And now we're working together. And obviously we're going to talk about that later, but you're scaling your company in so many different ways. But when Candace and I had this conversation, she's like, I really want to teach other women, right? Because some people are just natural teachers. Like, you're a natural teacher. I think I'm a natural teacher. Candace is a natural teacher. And we all have our good ways about us. Yes. Everyone's different. But Candace is like, I want to educate younger people, and I always say, I want to be the person for my clients that I wish I had when I was younger, and Candace is very much like that as well. And then what we did together after I figured out her core desired feelings is like, okay, how do we scale your company so that you're making the most amount of money, but you have all the core desires that you deeply want, and then it'll just explode from there. Exactly. So when we started doing CDF, core desired feelings, in Imiloa, do you remember some of the ones that you chose? Like, what were your big
Probably
words?
My main one was to be fearless, because I'd really realized that fear had just kept me so closed off to the world. It just stopped me from doing so many different things. And it was kind of sad.
But you didn't know until you knew, right?
Exactly.
Like, did you think that you were being a little sad sack and being like a little pussy?
No, I knew, because like even the thought of travel, like I just had never stepped out to travel because I was like, oh no, I'm too scared to do that on my own. Too scared to do that.
Yeah.
That's too,
Where do you think that came from, that fear of like, you can't do this on your own? Like,
definitely
who are you to do
just
this?
Growing up and living in a home where there was trauma and abuse. And I guess that was a technique I'd use to keep myself safe.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I'm not seen and heard and I'm just like a little over here,
no one can hurt me.
That keeps me safe.
Yes.
And so that had just kind of been how I lived my life, but it was getting to the point where it's just no longer serving me.
Like, are you even living a life?
No, there was no life.
Right.
Literally, I got up, went to work.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's how we were raised. Like, it's like, there is no other stuff. You get up, you have your responsibilities, you go to work, you go to bed, you do it all in the next day. And that can be okay when you're really pushing in growth points. Yeah. But, us being in our 40s.
Well, it gets to the point where there's just no fun.
No.
There's no joy.
Right.
There's no experiencing other things.
Mm-hmm. Now, since the whole fearless thing, because I know that's one of your number one core desired feelings, since you're fearless, putting that out there.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what you've done. Okay. So you went home from Costa Rica.
Yep.
We started coaching together.
Yes.
That is, and it's funny too, because usually when I start coaching with someone like Tash, I'm like, oh, we're going to scale her business right away. We're going to do virtual components. We're going to do this. And then like a couple of our first calls, I was like, oh, okay.
We won't be doing that.
We're not going to be doing that yet. And it wasn't a bad thing. It was like, oh, she has a lot of getting out of her old programming.
Yeah.
Because
I just felt so stuck.
Right?
So stuck.
And listen, it's not your fault. Like, we are programmed from a very young age. We're programmed by our parents and our family of origin that they don't know what the fuck that they're doing. No offense to them, but they really, no one gave them like parent, how to be a great parent, how to do all these things. Right. So we're just kind of working with what we're working with. And when you're raised by people like that, it just kind of spills out into your adult life, right?
100%.
So we had to really kind of deprogram all of those limiting self-beliefs.
Yes.
The lack mindset.
So much lack.
Unworthiness.
So much.
Not enoughness.
Yes.
And Tash and I are so alike in so many ways, but this is one of our biggest things. We are definitely people pleasers. We're reformed people pleasers.
Reformed, yes. We're reformed.
Pleasers.
Yeah.
And for us, our clients are some of the people that we want to please the most.
Yes.
So when we would kind of put our foot down or have boundaries, and the clients back in the day would not like that, we would have these like visceral reactions, right?
Awful.
So for me, it would start at the tips of my toes, and I would just feel this like heat energy like come up to the top of my head. I would almost have like an out of body panic experience, and then I would instantly want to go and fix it.
Yeah. And you just feel sick to the stomach.
And how would you be? Similar? You're like a sacral person. So you get that gut punch.
Really affects my gut for me. Like I feel sick. The heart beats, like you feel hot, sweaty, and then the ruminating kicks in, and it's like panic.
Yes.
And you're like, oh my god, I gotta fix it.
Yes. And that's gone away a lot.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And I think it's just I feel more in alignment. And that's helped massively.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Whereas I didn't have any of that. So when I would try and put a boundary in, it just felt awful. And then someone would be cranky at me and chuck a little tanty.
Yes.
And then I'd panic. But then you'd feel just like off because it was like this like resentment and
frustration. Like, how dare you treat me this way? But they're still working with the old Tash, because the way that you used to show up and the way I used to show up is like, oh, it's just Katie. It's just Tash. Like, we can cancel on her. We can do this. We can go buy product from other clinics. We can buy products online and all this stuff. And it's like, no.
Yeah.
And we did a lot of that, establishing those different boundaries. And at first I could tell you were like, oh my God, this is so fucking hard. And now you're just like, it's just part of your life now.
Yes, exactly. And I think it's just like, I feel happier. It feels better in my body. And it's more like, well, maybe you're just not my person.
Yeah. Yes.
If you don't want to respect me,
right,
go somewhere else.
And there's a million other people out there in skincare, not as obviously good as you, but like sometimes people are just, they can't receive the best.
No.
You know, they have self-worth problems.
Exactly.
You know, and also I think people do like to see how far they can push people's boundaries sometimes.
100%.
You know, especially non-ideal clients, because I used to say to Tash when we first started working together, like, you're going to lose a lot of clients in this process. And I think at first you're like, God, really? Like, I didn't sign up for this. I signed up to help me scale my business.
It was a tough year, wasn't it? It was really, really tough.
But it had to clear out.
I was like, what am I doing? It felt wrong, made me feel sick. I was like, oh no, let's go back. Let's go back.
Yeah. We would get on our calls and you would just be in tears from like the moment we got on to
so stressful.
But I would laugh at her and I'm so mean, but
so mean.
It's because I love her, because I see a mirror of myself before I did all this work, where I'm just like, oh babe, you're going to be fine. This is going to be the best thing.
It'll get better. Right? It'll get better. And I'm just like, oh God.
And now a year and a half later, you have so many incredible clients that are like your perfect ideal clients.
Yes.
Who listen to everything you say. They follow your boundaries. They respect your time.
I enjoy their energy when they're in my space.
Yes.
I don't feel anywhere near as stressed. I just felt stressed constantly.
Yes. Like you were in a constant state of fight or flight.
Constant stress.
Which is not good.
I felt like I'd get up in the morning and I'd be like, oh, what shit's going to happen today?
Yep. Absolutely.
Whereas now I get up and I'm like, this is great. This is going to be a great day.
But it took time. And the thing is that a lot of people out there, especially entrepreneurs, they don't want to put in the time and the effort and the energy and sometimes the sadness and that fear energy, because it's like, that is so uncomfortable. But I always tell people, whatever makes you want to shit your pants and makes your armpits sweat and makes your butthole pucker, that's what you should be running towards.
Just sitting in that discomfort was the biggest challenge.
Yes. And since the Costa Rica retreat, she has flown, I think, more than most people I know in the last like year and a half.
There's been a lot of travel.
So you went to Costa Rica, obviously.
Yes.
And then you met us in Los Angeles.
We went to LA.
We got to hang out with Candace and Adiela and like all the girls out there. That was so fun. And then you visited our friend Chrissy in San Diego.
Got myself on the train to San Diego, which was fantastic.
And all this stuff was like things 2 years ago you would never have done.
Never.
Right?
God, no.
Mm-hmm.
Would never have gotten myself on a train to get to another city.
Yeah. And then Tash inspired me so much because I wanted her to come out and visit me, but I'm a working bitch. So I'm like, okay, how do I get Tash to come out and visit me, but then also make money and like give my clients the best aesthetic experience of their lives? So I said, okay, why don't we do this? Why don't we, when we're going to go to Chrissy's wedding in Nashville, because we had already been invited to Chrissy's wedding a while back. So I was like, when you come out here, because Nashville, as you guys know, especially if you're an American citizen, you guys like know that Tennessee is like a very obscure type of area. Mm-hmm. You know, Nashville's really cool, but no one really goes to the other places as much, you know, maybe Knoxville a little bit, but Nashville is like the big thing that draws people in. So I was like, Tash, what we'll do is like Matt and I will come pick you up at the airport in Boston, stay with us for a couple of days. We'll all get on a flight together and Matt will be our like little bodyguard and he'll be like our little concierge and our driver. And so when we come back from Nashville, we'll have a pop-up at my studio. And she's like, well, where the fuck are we going to do a pop-up? Like, you don't have an aesthetics room. And I'm like, I'll fucking make one. Because this is what sick fucks do. So she walked me through everything I needed to buy, from like the product to the bed to the like the steamer to like the you know high frequency machines and all this stuff. And I just purchased everything. And now we're in that mix right now where we are going to start doing facials tomorrow.
So exciting.
Which is so exciting.
The room is stunning.
The room is amazing. We went in yesterday. We put it all together. But like she trusted me, but she also trusted herself, which I think is the biggest win. Because you were like, okay, wait a minute. So you're going to like charge the people, you're going to book the people, you're going to do all this stuff for me. So every time we would get on a call, because we're talking about being fearless right now. Every time we would get on a call, she's like, okay, like what's going on with this? And I'm like, babe, don't worry. I got it for you. And she's like, I could tell she was like in a corner, like sucking her thumb, like, because you and I are
we're both control freaks
because of our trauma.
Yes. And it's a way of like, you know, you control everything. It makes you feel safe. Mm-hmm. Everything's under control. You know what's happening. There's no surprises.
Mm-hmm. But that's kind of not fun sometimes.
No.
So I was like, just trust me. So she did. We went to Nashville. We had a great time. Now we're back. Yesterday we put the whole studio together and girls are going to start coming in. And she is totally booked 100% with clients the whole entire weekend.
It's going to be great.
And it's going to be amazing. But she really is, you're the epitome, in my opinion, of fearless. And you also went back to Costa Rica a second time.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, she also got flagged at the airport. I think that they think she's like a drug mule or something.
Oh my gosh. I just got terrorized at the friggin' airport. Well, 50 million questions. Why have you been here so many times? I'm like,
you're like, I'm popular and I have friends. What the fuck? Mind your business, dude.
I'm flitting around.
Yeah. But before you never even, maybe that would be also a red flag. Like you've never really done anything. And all of a sudden the last year and a half.
I'm here 50 million times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of, yeah. No, you're a red flag. You're a red flag for a friggin' border patrol, man. They're like,
what are you bringing into the country?
She's a trafficker of skincare. You're a skin trafficker. Oh my gosh. So since then, she's done all of this travel. She's gone above and beyond, like changing her business, putting out boundaries that she never thought possible.
Yeah.
You're going to Portugal all by yourself with our friend Kaylin, because she's doing a retreat out there in August.
Yes.
And then I'm sure we have other things planned for the fall. I mean, we're just going to go for it.
Why not?
You know?
I'll probably get home and get bored.
You will get bored because another one of your things is you do desire freedom.
Yes.
So freedom to you now looks like I can travel whenever I want.
Freedom to me now definitely looks different to what freedom used to look like.
Mm-hmm. What did freedom used to look like?
Well, just to work for myself and make my own decisions at work. Yeah. Whereas now I'm like, no, I don't want to be here. I want to go and see my friends and experienced different things. The travel has just opened me up and helped with that expansion so much.
I always tell people, if you haven't really traveled, just try to as much as possible, because it expands your mind.
Yeah.
You see how other people live. And a lot of my best business ideas have come while I'm traveling, because your brain gets a different type of serotonin dopamine reaction, and it gets you out of the hypnotic rhythm.
And it's just so amazing to meet new people as well. And it just builds your confidence.
Yeah, 100%. And every time, like, we were out to dinner last night and a girlfriend of mine came up to me. She's like, "Oh my God, I haven't seen you in so long." And I said, "Oh, this is my friend Tash. You know, she's the top skin clinician in I called you an esthetician because they don't know what a skin clinician is.
That's right.
And she's like, "Oh my God, my skin's a mess. Like, can I come see you?" And like Tasha's like, "Yeah, if we got a spot."
We'll find you a spot.
So I started like doing all my moving people around today. And I'm like, how cool is that? Like, we're at dinner and like you've got a new client. Like that's how you're rewarded, because you've made such big energetic flexes.
Yeah.
Because it could have been really easy for you to go home from Costa Rica when I first met you and go right back to the same bullshit.
100%. And if you hadn't been there, I probably would have.
Yeah, I get it. No, I do. I get it. Because you learned all these things from Candace and all these, but then it's like, okay, but my mind is still the same.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's where I was getting so frustrated with myself, because I knew I wanted to do different things and act a different way, but I would almost like touch a ceiling when I would try different things, and I'd be like, "Oh, that doesn't feel good. That's not comfortable." And then I'd go right back to where I was.
So it was a cycle.
It was just such a vicious cycle. And I just needed somebody else just to like push me and keep me there.
Yeah. Hey, Ambitches, quick message about our newest sponsor to the Ambitchious Podcast. If you're navigating perimenopause or menopause, I want you to meet Dr. Sazia Naurin of Numi Aesthetics in Windham, New Hampshire, my physician and the woman who's been guiding me through my own perimenopause journey. Dr. Sazia is a board-trained family physician who blends medical expertise with advanced aesthetic care to treat the whole person, not just the symptoms. Her signature Meno-Reno package combines lab-driven hormone testing and personalized HRT, targeted peptides for beauty and weight support, and non-invasive treatments like eye laser for fat reduction and skin tightening, microneedling, and CO2 resurfacing, all designed to restore energy, confidence, and your sense of self without surgery. And this is a special for all of my ambitious listeners, a free in-house or virtual consultation and 15% off the Meno-Reno package. To book or learn more about Numi Aesthetics, you can go to numiaesthetics.com or scroll down to the show notes for more information. Now back to this dope as fuck episode. Yeah. And I think also it's the proximity to greatness, because when you work with a coach who's already done things with other people that you'd like or have done it with themselves, you know, because a lot of these coaches, you know, they're bullshit artists. There's a lot of like snake oil salesmen and charlatans out there. And it's like they're making money teaching you how to make money.
Yeah.
But they've never made their own money, right? Or they've never really taken their business to these next levels or made their company hyper virtual or whatever, right? So when you came back from Costa Rica and we started working together, what do you think were like the initial things that you were like, okay, this is a huge transformation for me? And it could be like small things that maybe you may think is obscure, but is super big to other people.
I think just the main one is because I don't have family, I don't have a partner, having you and feeling supported was so helpful, because if there was an issue, we could talk it out. And then I wasn't like ruminating and making it bigger than a molehill. You know what I mean? So feeling really supported, feeling really heard. And then I think I just feel like my stress levels started to really reduce. And I just felt like I had things in place. Like, okay, I do this and then this happens. And then, you know, like a little bit more of a plan.
Yeah. And also just like the boundaries with your clients and really having like real strict SOPs, like standard operating procedures.
And that just cut a lot of the bullshit out.
Yes.
Because it just took up so much time.
Like give people out there in Ambitchious Land like a couple of examples of like shit that clients would do that would really like send you. And then you would tell me and I would say, well, do you have a policy in place for that? Or do we have a boundary in place for that? Do we have a rule or regulation? And you're like, actually, no.
I think, I would have a lot of clients that would just cancel and reschedule 3 or 4 times and like really mess up your schedule. And then you're losing a lot of money because of these people, or you're giving a lot of valuable advice and spending a lot of time, caring for a client, recommending products. And
outside of the treatment room.
Yes. And then they're going and purchasing their products somewhere else and then texting me wanting instructions, which is just so disrespectful.
It's so wild.
It's so much time. And it's like you want my information, but you don't want to support my business by purchasing those products with me. I think just lots of just general disrespect, not respecting me, not respecting my time.
Yeah. You're 30 years in the industry.
Exactly. And just, madly texting you all the time. And just lots of little things like that, I think were the main things. So just cleaning that up made the biggest difference with this is how you show up. This is what's expected.
This is what I'm giving you, and this is what you have to give back to me, because it has to be a symbiotic relationship.
Exactly.
And since you've put all of these like procedures and policies and boundaries and operating systems in place, don't you feel that your nervous system has regulated immensely?
100%, because it's kind of cleared out that energy that just wasn't in alignment.
And then people that wouldn't fall in line with your new boundaries and stuff,
they just fell away. They just fell away.
Yeah.
And then it's made space for better quality clients. And I just feel a lot more satisfied at the end of the day, because I feel like people are valuing me. They're showing up. They're on time.
They're posting about you. They're sharing with their friends. They're respecting everything.
And I just feel better giving. I've got more to give as well.
Yeah. Well, because your tank is full.
Yeah.
Because you're not depleting yourself every day with your mind racing about like, how could she show up like this? And this person's canceled 17 times. And they're texting me.
Just ridiculous stuff. And so then I just feel like my treatments are just improved. Their clients are enjoying it a lot more. We're having better quality conversations, better connection.
It's massive. I love this. And I want people to understand too that you had adrenal fatigue horribly bad.
Horribly.
And a lot of this is from just all
chronic
the stress. Yeah.
And I'm somebody that's just super sensitive to people's energies. And so I take other people's stress on, and then I'm like feeling like shit all the time.
And you're touching their bodies.
Exactly. You're touching them. You're in their space. Whereas now, holding those boundaries, whereas I would, if someone wasn't happy with their skin, they'd be like, oh my God, things are, my skin's awful. And I would take that and think, oh, I'm not doing my job well enough. Yes. Whereas now I'm like, well, are you doing the things you've been asked? That's on you, babe.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Like when you're like, why are you eating Doritos for breakfast? And they're like, I like it. And you're like, well, I can't help you with your skin if you're putting shit in your body and you're not hydrating. And we had this conversation last night. It's like, you're not hydrating. You're not balancing your hormones.
Not eating a healthy breakfast.
Right. Yeah. Your liver detox pathways are shut down.
Exactly.
And, a lot of these people do have hormonal imbalances, and a lot of them have stress and adrenal fatigue too. So I love this so much about you, where because you're a skin clinician, and I want to talk a little bit about that today and how it differentiates between like what women in the States, because I have so many women in the States that are estheticians that listen. But I mean, you're pretty much like, I hate to say it, you're like a freaking physician, for Christ's sakes. Like sometimes she talks to me and I'm like, oh my God, like you're like a skin doctor. Like you're like, I hate to say it, but sometimes like the dermatologists don't even know as much as you.
I think we just take a very different approach. And I guess it's from like years of working with clients and realizing, yes, skincare does make a difference. But I like to treat somebody holistically, and you've got to look at their whole lifestyle. And this is where a lot of clients will come to me and they'll be like, I've been trying to treat my acne for years, or whatever it is, or my rosacea, and nothing's working. And it's because they're not treating the root cause. And so I like to give people the information of being like, okay, well, what is your skin trying to tell you? Maybe it doesn't like your lifestyle. And, you know, these things happen over years and years and years. And then it's like, I've had enough.
Right.
And so it's, looking at how are you looking after yourself? How are you nourishing your body? How are you regulating your nervous system? And once they have those tools, they will keep their skin clear for life.
Yes. Because I think that people think topical is going to fix everything. Like just and it does. It's great. It's important.
Point, but a lot of it is your lifestyle.
Yes.
It's showing you what's going on.
Right.
You know, so we've got to look at them as clues.
Yes. So as a skin clinician, if someone came in and had any kind of skin issue, right, you would say, okay, once a month, you're going to come for a facial, right? That's going to be your maintenance.
Yeah.
Here's the products that I think that you should take because that's going to help you with this specific issue.
Yep.
And then you would go in and say, food.
Yes.
So talk a little bit about, let's go down, like if someone was going to come and meet with you, because also guys, even though you may not be in Brisbane, Australia, where Tash lives, you can do virtual consultations with her.
Absolutely.
Okay. So you can have her do everything with you. She maybe can't do a facial on you, but we were talking the other night, like you think that like lifestyle and home care is like 80% of the situation, right?
Absolutely. Hugely.
And the facials are just like icing on the cake.
It'll get you there quicker.
Yes.
It'll get you there quicker. But, you know, the lifestyle and your skincare are like the sets and reps.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
And, you know, you can't just go to the gym and be obese and be a bikini model.
Yes.
And it's the same with skin. So, you know, usually we'll start with some like skin friendly breakfast ideas because a lot of women I know, I'll be like, what do you do in the morning? And they're like, I have coffee on an empty stomach. And then I'm like running around like a lunatic.
Me.
And we're like, okay, well, that's not great for your cortisol.
Yes.
You know, that's creating inflammation. It's, you know, your blood sugars are not going to be happy. Your hormones are not going to be happy. And also you can't heal your skin.
Right. Right.
So I will set them up. I have some eat to clear skin recipes.
Awesome.
Just to teach them some basics of this is how much protein we need. This is how much good fats we need.
Yes.
This is how much fiber we need.
Right.
And that's the other thing. A lot of women don't have enough fiber.
They don't poo.
Exactly. And so that shitty estrogen is just recirculating and coming out the skin.
Yes.
Causing so much inflammation. So giving them some basic tools, and that's their homework.
Right.
Yes, you got to do your skincare, but now you got to start to like prioritize how you're showing up for yourself and eating.
And look at like how much sugar you're eating and how much gluten. And because I know we were talking the other day, a lot of people have like lactose stuff and they are just, they keep eating it, knowing it doesn't make them feel well.
Exactly.
And they just like, fuck it. And then they rely on you or other, you know, people in the skincare aesthetics world to fix their shit. And it's like, again, I can do the best facial on you and I can give you the best products. But if you have a lactose allergy that's causing breakouts or whatever, it's going to keep going on and on forever.
And you know, you've got leaky gut and you're eating gluten all the time. So it's kind of trying to, you know, look at the clues, and it is a lot of trial and error because obviously everybody is so different. And then another big portion is I really work on nervous system regulation because because I'm so sensitive to people's energies. When people come into my space, I can almost tell immediately you're a stress head, you ruminate, you know, a lot of clients will take pictures and like zoom in and look at how, you know, and
everyone's skin looks shit on freaking camera.
More and more and more and more stress.
Yes. Yes.
And your body hears everything you think. And so we can't heal when you're just like, oh, my skin's shit. Shit.
Yes.
And so we've got to get them out of that. And we've got to, sometimes I'll give them affirmations that I want them to focus on. And I'll be like, instead of getting up and looking at, oh shit, I got 3 more breakouts.
Yes.
I want you to look and tell me 3 things you like about your skin.
It starts to switch the energy.
And then looking at finding something that they can do daily that's for their mindset. So whether it's meditation, quiet the mind, tell them to shut up.
Tell the negative Nancy's to shut the fuck up.
Whether it's like, do we need to journal and get our thoughts out?
Yes.
Do we need to do a hot girl walk?
Yes.
Do we need a magnesium bath?
Or some kind of hobby that makes you just feel like it's just stress all the time, you know?
Garden or read or something.
Right.
Yin yoga.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the other thing. I find a lot of women just want to constantly do HIIT workouts. And it's
so
like,
bad.
It's not good for your nervous system when you're in that state.
And if you're at our age, which most of my listeners are around our age, like that is not good for our hormones.
No.
It's jacking our cortisol. We're in a state 100%. Of fight or flight.
100%.
And I had to stop working out like that I'd say about 7 years ago, because I was working out like a maniac and I just kept getting fatter and fatter and more bloated. And my head just kept getting like that moon face. And it was all from inflammation.
100%.
And as soon as I started doing more like somatic work, really slow, really focusing on my breath, I started just to drop weight and that inflammation, because my body was like, thank you. This is what I was craving. And you kept trying to beat the shit out of me to make me look better. And it's the opposite.
Exactly. And then we can switch over into a healing mode for their skin.
Yes.
So there's some of the basics that I'll start with people and we'll kind of see what's working, what's not.
Yes.
What do we need to take out of your diet?
And consistency is key.
It takes a little while to like figure things out and get things going.
I love it. So not a lot of women in the skincare industry talk about that. They talk a lot about just like get facials and here's the product. But I am totally in alignment with you because I'm more holistic with what I do as well. And I think that we just don't give enough gravitas to like these little things like, hey, I feel really out of control right now. Instead of like trying to do more, take a step back and like, maybe I just need to like take a couple deep breaths, or maybe I need to go put a face mask on and just like watch some filth television like you and I did the other day.
Exactly.
It was so fun. And I felt so rejuvenated after it. And we didn't sleep or anything. We just sat on our asses, watched bad TV.
And it feels good, right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing I'll get my clients to do is let's make this fun.
And surrounding yourself with like-minded women. I think that's another thing too.
That's a tricky one.
Yes, it's very tricky because we have this conversation all the time. I am so lucky that I've worked so hard to create these communities around me because I know I'm an Aquarius. So community is everything to me. And I know that we have this conversation where because you work so much, because you work alone, right? It's just you and Luna, her little friend, and you're seeing people come in and out of your clinic every day, but you're not really like, okay, I worked, 50 hours, 60 hours this week. Now I'm going to go out and like go to the clubs and the bars. That's not really like what you're trying to do with your life.
No, thank you.
That is not your vibe.
No, thank you.
That's like 1999, right? That's like back in the day. We've already gone through that whole situation. So it's like when you're in your 40s and in your 50s, like how do you meet like other really cool women who are supportive and loving and kind? And I think that for me, I kind of take it for granted sometimes because I am blessed with that. But when you're an entrepreneur and you're like, okay, one client comes in, then another client comes in. By the time the end of the day, you're not like trying to go like meet a bunch of new people.
Hell no.
But I think that you also have, when we've talked about this, you've struggled too to find like a good tribe around you. And I know you have some really great friends back in Brisbane, but they can't always be there for you all the time because they have families and they have their own responsibilities. So I think that's another thing too, is when a lot of women, when I see them coming into my studio and their skin looks like shit and they just look like kind of not vibrant. I notice a lot of them have in common that they don't have a lot of good support.
I agree.
Yeah. And that's what we're working on with you.
Yeah.
By the way, if you know any hot guys.
Send them my way.
Especially if they have cowboy energy, like Rip from Yellowstone.
We like a cowboy.
We also like a silver fox.
Yes, we like a silver fox in a suit.
We also like tall, dark, and handsome.
Yes. Preferably dark hair.
Yes. So if you know anyone that's single and wants to wife up Tash, let a bitch know. Reach out to me. Email me at themisfitclub@gmail.com.
Send in your applications.
Oh my God, we should do like a Love is Blind Tash edition. That would be so fun. Maybe I can. That's my next project, right? That would be so funny. But you really haven't had that support in a long time.
No. And that's what really came out of Costa Rica too, I feel. Like meeting women in my industry, like-minded women, we're in similar situations, similar mindsets. It's just been an absolute godsend.
Yeah.
And I think that has also been one of the biggest stress relievers.
Yeah, like I finally feel like I have people around me that support, and they may not live in Brisbane next to you. Like, tell them about Ariella the other day texting us when we were in Nashville. Like, this is the craziest story. I love stories like this. I know.
One of my girlfriends that I met in the first Costa Rica retreat,
who was on our podcast recently.
She's incredible. Yep. I stock her amazing Biari oil. It's insane.
Same.
She's in Paris at the minute for a yoga retreat and was in the Louvre chatting to some Australians, and she says to them, "Are you from Brisbane?" And they're like, "Yeah."
That's so random.
And she's like, "You need to follow my friend. She's got a clinic in Brisbane. Check her out."
And then like 5 minutes later, the lady was like following you on Instagram.
Me on Instagram.
Now, how many women out there do you know would do that?
It's not many.
Not many. But we are so specific on who we surround ourselves with because we've had such shit people in our lives.
Exactly.
That we're like, we ain't going back to that place.
No. And I think that's what I love about the women that I met, like you and, you know, some of the other girls. I feel like they are my biggest cheerleaders and I'm theirs.
Yeah. That's huge.
Like, there's no competition. Yes. We're all just like
collaborating.
Yeah.
Yep. I love that 100%. And I think that that's what a lot of people are craving right now, especially.
It's so hard to find.
Yeah, it is. And you, especially when you're busy like us and we are solopreneurs, so we work a lot by ourselves. And then by the time sometimes I'm like at the end of the day, I don't want to go out and do all that.
I'm tired.
You know, and then it's kind of like Russian roulette because you're like, you think someone's cool.
Yes.
But they show you their representative. Yes. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, who's this bitch? And we don't have time for that shit.
No.
So if we're going to give people our time and our lives and our energy, they have to, I hate to say it, but you have to audition.
Yes.
You have to make the grade. And if we have DBS, dumb bitch syndrome, which we do sometimes, and we may let
occasionally,
we may let some imposters in, you know, we'll figure it out quicker and we get over it quicker.
Exactly.
Where before, I mean, you know, I would be like fucked up for months.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, if someone was my friend and then betrayed me or did something wrong.
Whereas
to me.
now we're just like, you're a dumb bitch.
Yeah.
See you later.
Bye, dumb cunt. As they like to say in Australia, they love a C word. I mean, I do love a C word too, but you guys sound good saying it.
I feel like we can get away with saying it.
Yes. And in America, sometimes
I don't know if it's just the accent.
Yeah, like, you know, like Dorit on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, she's really using the C word a lot. And it makes me feel uncomfortable.
Whereas if Erica says it, it's fine.
My nipples get hard when Erica says it. But when Dorit says it, I'm like, I don't like this.
No, it sounds very forced.
But all Australians can say the C word.
Yeah, because it's just like, it has so many meanings. We can...
Right.
It's not.
You can be a shit cunt.
Yeah.
What other kind of cunts can you be?
You can be a good cunt.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Who's a good cunt?
Well, I mean, you're a good cunt.
Oh, God. Yay. I need a t-shirt that says that. Oh my God, I love it. You can be a dumb cunt.
Exactly. Or that you can just be, you're a cunt.
Yeah. Yes. Which we don't want it. No. We don't want that.
You don't want to be called that.
God. No. But I love this. And I know that you're going to be working on community and you're going to be working on some courses and stuff. Cause I think it's so important because you're so incredible at what you do. My goal for you is to have as many people globally be able to work with you and learn all the things that you teach, because I've seen what you can do with people's skin. If you guys don't follow her, go to the show notes. Go ahead and tell people out on Instagram.
You can find me at Skin and Body Lounge by Natasha.
And I follow her. I'm always posting her stuff. And her transformation photos are so insane. Like, it's just sick. Like what you really have done with people. It's really mesmerizing.
Lot of work sometimes.
Yeah,
but it's so rewarding.
Right. When you see that person transform and they come out of their shell because they had no confidence.
100%. And it's not just that transformation with skin. You see the clients that come in, they're like more vibrant and they're more happy and their confidence changes. And it's just...
Yeah, I love it.
It's so exciting.
It's so rewarding.
Yeah.
So for all the young birds out there, because we're the old birds, right? For all the young birds out there, if you could give like any advice to the young birds coming up in the skin industry, like just think about all of the fucked up shit you've gone through in your 30 years in the industry, the shit that just makes you want to murder. And also like some good advice too, like, you know, really focus on this, or this has helped me a lot become successful. Is there anything that like sticks out in your mind that you're like, oh, I really had a hard time with this and I had to learn the hard way and I wish I could have learned it faster?
Yeah, I mean, I think some of the biggest things, I mean, obviously you want to know your craft inside and out, know your product inside and out. Go to as many trainings as you possibly can, and don't just stick with one brand either. You know, I think that was a big turning point for me when I opened up and had more than one brand. And I think probably the biggest turning point for me was when I really learned how to do consultations well. It builds more trust with your clients, that they trust you more, you know what their real concerns are, you can set out a real treatment plan for them, look like the authority. And also, if you're retailing, that's where most of your income should be coming from. You should not be just making yourself be killed trying to do 50 million facials.
I talk about this all the time with the girls in the beauty industry that I coach, and they're like, I just have to do more facials. And I'm like, no. I go, what are your sales like? What are your retail sales? And they're like, oh, it's like 10% of my income. And I'm like, it should be 50.
At least.
At least.
If you've got loyal clientele and you've set them up correctly, they should be coming back regularly, repurchasing all their product. If you get new things in and they trust what you say, they should be like frothing at the mouth going, what else is new?
Right.
Obviously only selling what they need.
Of course.
Never force them things that they don't need.
Right.
And that's where you create that trust. But that makes life so much easier when you're not having to rely on just treatments, because if you have a quiet week or you're not feeling well or something, there should still be a stream of retail sales coming in.
Yes, 100%. And if you aren't feeling well and you're not having people come into the clinic for whatever reason, ship it out.
Exactly.
It's not that big of a deal.
Make it easy for your clients to buy it online, post them out, and it's also a little fun experience. You know, you can pop in a few little bits or a little chocolate, wrap it up
make
pretty.
it special. I love that. I like what you just said too, because it kind of like made a little bell go off in my mind where you were talking about like the actual treatment plan, because I've had a million facials in my life.
Yep.
And I have never had
a treatment plan.
No one has ever sat me down. Well, Candace did when I was in Beverly Hills, but like I can't see her all the time. No. I'm talking about like someone that's in my vicinity that I'm going to go once a month and see. So for example, like, you say, okay, here's the problem with your skin. Let's just say you have hyperpigmentation melasma. Okay. This is the treatment plan. You're going to start here.
Yep.
And then this is what's going to happen next, and then next, and then next. And you give the people kind of like, it's not going to be perfect.
No. And sometimes we'll change things.
Okay.
Sometimes skins respond quicker and you can move on to things. But I'm very strict with my clients. If you want to have skin needling, you've got to be prepped. You've got to have home care. And I know so many clients will go to clinics and they're just like doing laser and they're doing this and they've got no aftercare, no prep.
Yep.
It's willy-nilly. And then, you know, they're having peels they're not ready for. And then there's no result.
Yes.
So
because there's no consistency. And they don't even know why they're doing what they're doing.
Exactly.
Like, why do I need this peel? What is it going to do for me? Why do I need this laser? What is it going to do for me? You know, like it just.
And for me, I don't want to work with people that aren't going to be committed.
That's right.
So it's a two-way street, you know?
Right.
So we run a strict routine.
Yeah.
And we kind of just move. I call them phases. We might do phase 1 where someone might come in, their skin barrier is terrible, their skin's really unhappy.
Yeah.
And we have to do a little bit of repair work. And then we might get into some different treatments, and then we might get into the fun stuff like more advanced peels or skin needling. And then their skin is really strong and healthy, and it gives us an excellent result.
See, listen, if you're out there and you're in the beauty industry, whether you're an injectable nurse or a physician that owns a med spa or an esthetician or even just a hairstylist or someone that's doing, you know, different beauty things, there should be a whole like start to finish. And you should be selling the big picture.
Yeah.
Because I think for me, I get bored because I'm like, well, what the fuck am I doing this for? I'm wasting all this goddamn money and time.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the outcome is.
Yeah.
And I know that it's not up to me to be like, hey, you need to do a treatment plan for me.
Yeah.
The esthetician should be doing a treatment plan for their client.
Yeah. You've got to take control. And also, I think it creates a little bit of excitement.
Yeah, because you're like, what's next?
Because clients are like, oh, okay, so I'm on phase 1 now. When can I do that?
Absolutely.
And also that also goes with products too.
Yes.
You know, sometimes clients will come and they may not be ready for a retinol in phase
and you're
1.
like, you're not getting this yet.
But I set them up and we're like, we're going to do this. Then in phase 2, we're going to introduce this.
This is so huge. And also, and you can tell me because you're in the industry, does it create longevity of a client when you have a treatment plan? Because it's like the person's like, well, I have to stay the long haul to get the results that I want.
Because one, it shows that I know what I'm talking about because I'm like, this is what we're doing. And they've usually been to other clinics and not had that.
Yeah. So they're going to get a whole different experience with you.
And also when it's done in that way, it guarantees results.
Yes. Huge, huge. This is what I've been really talking to a lot of my coaching clients about lately. And all my new ones, not a lot of them have this treatment plan big picture thing. And again, I think it's huge.
We're just not taught that.
Right.
You know, it's something that I just learned.
Well, I think that also when you're in the beauty industry or any kind of service industry, when you go to your school and you pass your boards or whatever, I think the next thing for people to do is hire some kind of a business coach or take some kind of a business course.
Yeah.
Because they don't have that acumen. They don't understand their books. They don't understand profit and loss. They don't understand taxes and liabilities and insurances and all these things. And
it's not our forte either. It makes it tricky.
Yeah. And like you guys are I always say, you guys are the talent. You should just show up and do what you do the best. And then like, let the people around you, like the CPAs, the tax people and all that do that shit. But you have to find these people and hire them and have a team.
Absolutely. And there just wasn't that kind of thing around when I first started in the industry. Right. There wasn't the internet. That makes me feel so old.
No, I same bitch, same.
But I wish I had somebody that I could learn from and be like, oh, so this is what you have to get your clients to sign, or these are the questions you have to ask in a skin consultation.
Yes.
Or, you know, it would make life so much easier.
100%. And just having policies and procedures for your clients, because I think people like us, we expect, and not anymore because we learned our lessons, but when we were younger, we were like, we almost expect people to read our minds. Like, how dare this person treat me like this? How dare this person cancel or show up like this? And it's like, but did you tell them that you don't allow that? Yeah. No. But so now we've worked on it with yours. Exactly. And I've had to do it with my own company where it's like, hey, I'm Katie motherfucking Boyd. You're Tash motherfucking Bennett. You sign this. And if this works for you, you can become a client of mine. And if not,
that's cool.
That's okay too. There's a million other people out there. Right.
Yeah.
And I also think that having real procedures is saying like, if a client is not making me feel good anymore, I don't give a fuck if you're making $10 million a month off of them. It's sucking your soul. So was that something that you had a lot of trouble with when we first started working together, aspiring people?
Absolutely. That was so hard for me, because I think I was in that constant lack mindset of, I need that money. I need that client.
Yes.
And so I held on to people a lot longer than I really needed to. But also that's probably what, drove me to ending up being so unwell with adrenal fatigue.
Yes.
Because I just felt like I was being treated like shit constantly.
Yeah.
And by the end of the week, you're just like, I had nothing in the tank whatsoever.
Yep.
And it's so nice to go to work now and feel good around people who feel more in alignment and feel like they actually value me.
Yes.
It's
huge.
Such a totally different experience.
Oh my God. Absolutely. But I think that you and I are so alike where, we'll say like, what the fuck is wrong with this person? And then I have to stop myself. And I know we have these conversations all the time. It's like, wait a minute. We've never taught them how we want to be treated or how we must be treated.
Exactly. I guess you just assume that people have common sense.
No, we've already established that is not true.
They do not.
They do not. Not many people do at all. And like, you and I are very awakened, self-aware people. We're a lot of fucked up shit, but we are very awakened and we are very self-aware. I will give that to ourselves. So when we meet these people and we're like, oh, everyone should just act this way and be this way. It's like, no, because if you think that people are going to show up the way that you want them to show up, you're going to be a very sad. And I know because of your human design, when you're not in your alignment, you feel first frustrated.
Yeah.
And then you get super resentful. No one wants that.
No.
It's a weird, fucked up feeling, and I don't want to feel that way.
I lived that way for a very long time, not understanding why.
Mm-hmm. Was there ever a time in your life where you're like, I don't want to do skin anymore because this is just too much for me because this just sucks, or it's overwhelming, or the people are just being jerks? Has that ever happened?
It's a tricky one because I'm so deeply passionate about my job and I love it. But there would be times where I'm like, why am I in this job? I hate people.
Yes. It's so fucked up because, well, you're a Libra.
Yeah.
I'm an Aquarius. We're both air signs. Air signs aren't real. We love humanity. Like, we love the idea of people.
Yeah.
But then, like, a lot of peopling, like, it really, it burns us out.
It takes its toll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're around, what I noticed, though, if you're around the right people, it fills up your fucking tank.
I mean, look at us. We've been schlepping around like there's no tomorrow. And I'm like, are
you sick of me yet?
Running on bloody
nothing.
Right?
I'm
like, yeah.
You're where this is good. This is great. But if you were with someone for 2 weeks that you were like, oh my God, you'd be like, roll me down the hill.
Kill me.
Put me out in traffic.
Absolutely kill me.
But you know what? We're so alike and we just have the same kind of thought processes. So
it just feels easy, doesn't it?
Yeah, hugely easy. And then listen, I have clients that I've been coaching for years in the aesthetic world that I'm just like, I will coach you. I think you're an amazing client, but I could never go on a fucking road trip across Tennessee with this person. I couldn't go to Buc-ee's twice with this person. No fucking way. No way. I couldn't schlep with someone. I couldn't. So it's very specific. But I think that the more that we as entrepreneurs and as service providers tell our clients, like, hey, this is how I operate.
Yeah.
Because how can I say this without sounding like a cunt, but I'm just going to sound like a cunt. It is a privilege and an honor to work with people like us. It's just the damn truth, because we're so good at what we do and we care so deeply about what we do.
We do.
And when people take advantage of us or take us for granted or treat us like they shouldn't be, it says more about them than it does about us. So for me, I don't have a problem firing clients anymore.
Yeah.
And actually, every fucking time I fire someone, and you know when you should fire someone? When you see their name on your schedule.
Yeah.
And it makes you feel a little bubble guts.
Yeah.
Right? You get a little percolation.
Yeah.
And I have let go of a lot of people recently, and not in a mean way. In just like this is no longer working for me. Or I can't help you any longer because you're not being coachable.
And that's the thing. I think some people are just not coachable, and it doesn't matter what you say. They just don't listen. They just want to complain about whatever the situation is.
100%. And after a while, I can deal with that for a little bit because I'm pretty good about cracking people. You know, I have that talent, but I just get to the point where it's like, this is kind of too much work.
Yeah.
And it's not really worth my time and energy. And I have a track record of fucking mile long of people that I've helped become multiple 6 and 7 figure earners and live the life of their dreams. And if you can't get in alignment with that, that's okay. And I feel like you're the same way as me now, where you're just like, if I fire this client that makes me feel some sort of way, you realize that now 3 new people are going to come into your clinic and they're going to be your ideal clients.
100%. I don't have any issue with it now. And it's not to be mean. It's more about, I know how I want to show up. I know how I want to feel on a daily basis.
Yes.
And I'm also more aware of, like, when I have those clients, it takes away from my other good people.
Agreed. We were saying that the other day, and Tash goes, good, more for me. And I was like, yeah, because when I show up for you, it's usually at the end of my day.
Yes.
It's the beginning of your next day in the morning. And because we have 14-hour time difference.
Yeah.
And even though it's the end of my day and I've done a lot of work, as soon as I see Tash's name, I'm like, oh, I got to talk to Tash tonight.
And you wouldn't know.
Yeah. I just get pumped because I'm like, you are my ideal client and I love spending time with you. And everything I say, even if you're like, bitch, I don't want to do that, you fucking do it.
Yeah.
And you know that there's like a method to my madness. And have I ever steered you in the wrong direction?
No.
Right?
No.
So
at the beginning, I was like, what is oh my God.
But guess what? She's living her best life now. I mean,
100%.
Look what you've accomplished. It's absolutely incredible.
I know.
So I'm really proud of you that you came here to say the things that you said, because so many women out there are in the skincare world and they're listening to someone like you and they're like, damn, she's been in the industry for 30 years and she still gets fucked up and she still deals with fuckery and bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think there's ever going to be a day in our lives as service providers that we don't have to deal with shit.
No, I think it just gets easier.
It does get easier. And if you have the right standards and the right procedures and policies, it's like, oh, sorry, that's not my policy.
Exactly.
And if they don't like it,
set it up from day dot and then it's refer back to it.
100%. And don't be afraid to fire a client or get rid of a client or say, or I know a lot of girls have booking apps that they can just like almost like ban people.
You can block people
from booking and stuff like that. I just think that is how you're proving to the world and the universe and God your worth. And then all of a sudden, when you get rid of that one person, 3 new people come in and they are going to buy everything that you sell. They're going to be your ideal clients. So if you're worried out there, listen to her and this old bird.
Yeah. Protect your energy.
You have to 100%. Is there anything that we didn't go over that you're like, I want to just fucking tell someone this situation? You're like, I don't know. I'm trying to think because I could literally sit here for 10 hours and chat with you. What do you think is next for you? What is your big plans next with life, business, everything? If you could just wave the magic wand, what would it be?
There's definitely going to be a lot more travel.
Yes.
Hopefully there'll be a hot cowboy on the horizon.
I hope to God so.
But I think I'm just really excited to get into more the teaching avenue and just, like you said before, be the person that I didn't have in the industry that I wish I had. Mm-hmm. I've got a little taste of that. And I was like, that's not too bad. Yeah. I kind of like that.
Well, when you went to Costa Rica the second time, you were helping Candace do some teaching stuff. Yeah. And you were like, oh, this is kind of cool.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. And I love that Candace also trusts you and loves you so much that she's like, yeah, bitch, like, because she knows that you're amazing at what you do. Right. Which is, to me, that's a
massive compliment.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, think about it. A year and a half ago, you were like, I'm going to go be with Candace Marino.
This little nobody from Aussie.
Yeah.
Aussie land.
And then you bitches are jumping off the fucking cliff into the water. I'm like, they're sickos though. I would never, like, her and Candace are a little bit more adrenaline. I'm not adrenaline. I want very low effort.
The first time we did that, jumped off the rock, normally I would have been like hell to the no.
I watched you clock. I was like, what is this? But I can't
doing? Then go there and say my word is going to be fearless and then pussy out.
Yes,
so I was like,
very true.
Let's do this.
Yes.
So the second time I was like, this is fucking cool.
That's true. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? I wanted to ask you, when we were in Costa Rica and we did death meditation and stuff, do you think that shook you up a little bit too? Was that the night that you flipped the fuck out after death meditation?
I can't remember exactly.
Or was it inner child healing?
I can't remember exactly when that happened, but I just vividly remember it happened. I feel like it was probably after we had done a series of
me just busting you in the ass 24/7 for days.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like, oh my God.
But you know what though? So many people had such huge transformations from that, because it's like, when you start to realize that most of the shit in your adult life is coming from trauma that we had as children that we've never really dealt with.
Yeah.
And then to also think you have all of this time, because I think that people are like, oh, well, I'll go to Portugal next year. I'll go to Costa Rica next year. I'll do this thing next year. I'll hire a coach next year. And it's you don't know if there's going to be a next year.
Do it now.
Right. But what are you waiting for?
Exactly. I've said to you many times, I wish I'd met you sooner.
You weren't ready though.
But I probably wasn't ready for it.
Yeah. Could you imagine 5 years ago?
Holy shit.
But you also had a coach before me.
I did.
And she was more mindset, not so much business, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So she Tash was saying when we were in Tennessee, she's like, she kind of lubricated me for you. She warmed me up.
Exactly.
Because I'm a very acquired taste. Hey, I am not for everyone, and I don't claim to be.
He's not for the weak.
No. And even if you are a little weak, if you have balls to a point, I can work with that. Yeah. But if you're just uncoachable and you're just a little pussy, I can't do it. I'm just, because I'm going to hurt your feelings and you're going to hate me, and then I'm going to have to fire you.
You'll probably cry.
And you're going to cry hysterically. Let's be honest. It will happen. You might cry hysterically in your sessions with me too, but it's because you're working on shit and you're moving shit.
Exactly. There was a lot of tears, wasn't there? I feel like probably the first 6 months I was just a blood.
I would
mess.
cry too, and I would be like, Katie, you can't cry, dude. You have to be like the therapist. Not that I'm a therapist, but like, you know, if you're in therapy and you're telling your shrink something and then they start crying and then you're like, oh my God.
I think it was just like working through so much emotion that I'd probably held on to so tightly.
Huge.
And I think I was just like so out of my comfort zone. I've never felt so uncomfortable in my whole goddamn life. But now I look back and I even look back on my old videos and I'm like, wow.
Yep. I know.
I'm like a completely different person.
You even look different.
Yeah. Yes.
It's weird. Like
I look it, I feel it.
Like you've just like become so alive and you become like so light.
I feel like it also brought my personality back. I feel like I just had shoved myself into a little box to try and keep everybody happy. And I lost my sense of humor. I lost my personality.
Yeah. You got too serious.
Whereas now I'm just trying to have a lot more fun and laugh, and it just makes everything so much more enjoyable.
So much more enjoyable. Because what's the point? Like, I always say, like, for me, when I work, it's like I get to hang out with my friends and give them advice. Like, that's how I feel when I'm working, which is what I used to like to do when I was a kid because I was a bossy bitch. And I always tell people, like, go back to when you were a little girl and think of like what you used to like to do. And if you can make that your career. And I was like, I that's perfect. I boss everybody around. I boss everyone around and tell them, you're fucked up. What's wrong with you? You need to change that shit, even though I'm fucked up too. But, you know, the cobbler's children have no shoes, people. It really does. It really does. Oh, this was so much fun. I could be like doing this for all damn day.
We can gas bag all day.
We could gas bag. We can goss. We can gas bag. We can cack ourselves. What do we call it?
Yeah.
Cacking ourselves?
Cacking ourselves.
Which means cackling. Like
laughing.
Yeah. I thought she was talking about pooping because we say like caca. And I was like, are we shitting ourselves? And she's like, no, we're laughing. I'm like, oh, cackling. We're cacking ourselves. I have to get up with the Aussie lingo, but I'm starting to pick it up.
Yeah. You're doing well.
And now I have to come out to Australia.
Yeah.
That'll be freaking fun.
Exactly. We'll schlep around
I secretly just want Tash to live at my house forever and ever. I want to like just, if her little puppy Luna wasn't in Australia, I'd say, just don't go back home. Just stay here forever with me.
I don't want to go.
But there's like these rules and regulations.
I'm having a great time.
No, it's so much fun. And if you were a dumb bitch and you missed out being with our friend over here and having a facial, we're going to plan on her coming back again.
Hopefully soon.
Yes, absolutely. And also, if you know any hot guys, let us know.
Absolutely.
Because Tash is open for business.
Yes. No weirdos.
No weirdos. Hashtag no weirdos. I'm like the madam of Tash. Like everywhere we went in Nashville, I was like, oh, that guy's cute. What about this guy? What about this guy? What about this guy? And Matt was with us and he was like,
just like, are you okay?
I think my husband was like, is this how you act when you're not around me? You skank. And I was like, no, I'm just trying to like sell my friend's pussy on the sidewalk. Yeah. I'm just like, come on. I'm the madam of the brothel. We have to hook a girl up, you know? We're just trying to have fun, dude. Stay out of my business. But this was such a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's my pleasure. And this is going to help so many people. And even if you're not in the skin industry, if you are in any kind of service industry, you're an entrepreneur anyway, you just gave so many nuggets of wisdom, and I hope you come back on the podcast again.
I would love to.
I know. So if you want to check out Tash, you want to do a virtual consultation with her, we're going to be working on some things. So stay tuned because we're going to be doing some courses and some community stuff.
Very exciting.
That's what we're going to work on next. All the information to follow Tash, get in touch with her, is going to be in the show notes wherever you listen to this podcast. And thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
And in the meantime, don't forget to stay ambitious. And I will see you next Tuesday.